Hello everyone, it's Trace Face. I can't sleep. I got a lot on my mind, my divorce is today. So I gotta face him. I haven't seen him since July, and it's really sad. It's very unfortunate. But he is my arch nemesis. He is my enemy. That is my enemy. It's taken me many years to be able to recognize that and to say it and to know it. Because these people, there's no possible way that at any point in time that they actually had your interests in mind, or that they had any ability whatsoever to care for you. They didn't have any respect for you, so they don't, and because they don't respect themselves. So as I sit here with all these thoughts this morning, it's interesting. I'm subscribed to a channel. I think her name is Sadie Brown. And she has a channel out there. She is a narcissist, and I think her channel is called My Narcissistic Healing. And I wrote to her a year and a half ago when I first left my today will be ex-husband. And I wrote to her, and I was devastated. I'd finally mustered up the courage and left, and I was living here in this house, in my grandparents' house, and she was like my one last hope that he could possibly change. And so I emailed her, and and I asked her how she how this all happened, and she's got videos explaining. She found God. She found God, and the thing that she says, and that she's still saying, is this, this narcissism is always going to be in her. But her video today, it was either today or yesterday that came out, I'm not sure, was saying how the first step that she figured out in trying to heal was, she said, I had to admit that I was abused. The first step, she said, for her was admitting it. She said, because you'd rather go around being in your bubble and being in denial, and because it means you don't have to face it. But she said, she had, and her mom was the narcissist, and her mom died. So she said, I had to come to the conclusion that I'm not going to get that validation and that love and that apology, and I won't be able, to get that. And she said, but even if my mom had still been alive, I wasn't going to get it anyway, So she's got some kind of wisdom and understanding as to what has happened to her, and what she needs to do to be a good wife. Her husband left her and went no contact on her for I think they were separated for 6 months, and her life went down the crapshoot. Everything blew up in her face. And he took her back, and they have a child now. They had a baby, and But what I like watching is that she is real about it. I sense there's a sincerity there. And what's interesting is that she said it was her, she literally like had her come to Jesus moment. You know, I say that like in a funny way, but she really had it. As she claims that that's the only thing that could and has saved her of recognizing the terrible things that she's done. And in her video, she said, you know, I'm still reaping what I've sown. So she said this weekend, she said, I'm still reaping what I've sown, and I know that. I have to deal with the things I've done. So it's quite interesting. It was a pretty good video for me to watch this morning. And, you know, as you think about all of it, and letting go and breaking soul ties and, you know, having an understanding and an acceptance of what happened, that's exactly what it is. You know, I know what happened. The narcissist can go along in life and they can continue to live in their bubble and live in denial, and as long as, you know, they think to themselves, because narcissists don't believe that they have karma coming. That's how they're able to continue doing this stuff. They think that they're like above that. They twist everything around in making you to be the enemy, and they have to see it that way. They have to see you as the person that was seriously dysfunctional and flawed, and you know, they don't need saving. That's how they see it, and that's how they're able to continue going around having no conscience and doing these things. But the reality is, like I said, it's always going to be them in their heads. It's always going to be their problem. It wasn't our problem from the start. It should have never been our problem, and we should have never taken on some kind of demonic, something that's out of our realm of even trying to help someone with. And see, this girl, Sadie, had said to me 2 summers ago, she said to me, you cannot ask him to change. You cannot ask him to put a tracker on his phone. You can't do any of those things because he's just going to resent you for it. It would have to come from him. He has to be the one that wants to change. So, yeah. I have recognized a lot, like I said, spiritually about this stuff. And I continue to remind myself and tell myself that these people are dangerous, and they're dangerous to others. And the most damaging and dangerous is what they, like I said before, what they do to your spirit and to your soul. And the work that you'll have to do now. Because you see, the narcissist wanted you to be just like them. They wanted you to live in pain and misery and suffering. That's what they wanted. They wanted to see you as just like them. And they wanted to get you to feel just like them. But the reality is we are nothing like them. Nothing. And we never will be. And the work that we're now doing on ourselves, we can do it. We have that capability and honest nature within ourselves to want to fix now what's broken inside and what's wrong from all of it. That's the difference. Because just remember, guys, what you know, I always say this, what you know and what you thought you knew and what really happened are 3 different things. the danger that they will put your life in. Most of these narcissists are involved in illegal things. What you think they're watching, pornography-wise, it's far worse. It's far worse. They're looking up some really sick and evil things on that internet. They're doing illegal things. They're involved in a place that you do not ever even want to know, because you probably couldn't even live with it. Because what happens, guys, especially with a porn addiction, is they continue to get desensitized to what they're watching. And then they got to up that, and it just keeps. That's why you're seeing this rise in pedophilia and things of that sick, twisted, disgusting, dirty nature. Horrible. Hookers, they'll go, like I said, they'll go with anything. They when they're in these desperate, delusional, arrogant, prideful, lustful modes, there's no lengths to which they won't go when they want to get their supply. And if they're not into doing the porn addiction, which most narcissists have a porn addiction, but if they're not doing those kinds of things, they're doing, you know, other illegal activity. They don't care. Tax fraud, you name it, they'll do it. They'll steal from someone. They don't care. Don't care at all. They'll take whatever. They're takers. So my message this morning is, you know, in reminding myself as I go to court this morning, and reminding all of you the reality. This is the reality of narcissists, what they're going to do, and what's going to eventually happen to you if you don't get out. Nothing good is going to happen when you keep these kind of people in your life. So that's my message this morning. Wish me luck. I will give you an update. And I'm thinking about all of you. Thank you for those of you that have emailed me and setting up a session with me this week. It's awesome. Yeah, if you are interested in talking with me and working with me, let me know. I will leave my email address in the drop-down bar. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. That's the way we're going to get this information out to people to stop the narcissism. We all have to stick together and shut down their operation. I'm Trace Face. It's time we all face the truth together.